Here at Harborview Medical Center, we're hearing from a patient who says a week ago, a crash in Kent cost him his leg. His name is Stephen Polson, and he says he was traveling home on July 15th, heading home from work, riding his motorcycle south through Kent, when a vehicle that was traveling northbound used the center lane to make a left-hand turn and collided right into Polson's path, hit him in the left leg. He flew off of his bike. Fortunately, there was a police officer who happened to just be a few cars back. He was able to sprint over to Polson. He applied a tourniquet and stayed with him. He was also able to chase down the driver who, the investigators say, tried to take off, but police did catch up with him. They arrested him. Now he is charged with vehicular assault, felony hit and run. He's also charged with driving without a valid license. He's set to be arraigned in King County courtroom on Thursday morning.
An animal sanctuary left nearly unrecognizable after the Mondraght wildfire tore through Ferry County. Lightning started the fire Friday and quickly moved toward the Cummins family's safe haven.
As it started to crest the top of the mountains west of us, we realized that it was going to come in all the way.
Rebecca and her husband Justin, along with neighbors, tried to protect their property as those flames closed in, but they were forced to release all of their animals and flee their home.
By the time it crested that hill, less than 10 minutes later, we had fires that had been started by different embers flying off the mountain, surrounding our entire property.
Rebecca says they drove away fearing the worst.
We drove out of the driveway with like 20-foot flames surrounding our vehicle. When we pulled out, I honestly thought it was going to be 100% loss. You kind of just feel numb.
When they returned, their home was still standing and many of the animals were right where they left them.
All the cows, goats, and the sheep are sitting under our carport right by the house.
Firefighters stepped in and helped find the horses that had gone up into the mountains, even helping clean one off that had been covered in fire retardant. While they lost 2 barns, a trailer, and much more, they are grateful that their family and their animals survived.
We have seen all kinds of fruits and vegetables spill onto our roadway. Most recently, it was hundreds of pounds of raspberries that spilled in a roundabout in Linden. This morning, it was corn on the cob. A semi-truck overturned on southbound I-5 in Lakewood on the off-ramp to Thorn Lane, spilling lots and lots of corn. You can see troopers here with a couple of ears of corn. It took a while for crews to clean it all up. That off-ramp was closed for quite some time, but hopefully they were able to salvage some of the produce.
King County Regional Animal Services confirms it is investigating alongside Kent Police, and we have to warn you, some of the images in this story may be disturbing. Lorraine Van Deventer's cat Andy disappeared earlier this month. 3 days later, her grandchildren discovered it dead and did pieces in the backyard.
All I could do was cry. I couldn't handle it. I'm going, how can a person do this? It's one thing if it's killed by an animal, but when it's killed by a human, I don't know what's wrong with people.
Her story was shared on social media by the nonprofit Hugs Cat Sanctuary, whose founder discovered Lorraine's cat, Andy, wasn't the first one to be found mutilated.
We're talking about 8 confirmed cases in the past 5 weeks.
Public health officials have a message for the growing fan club of Seattle's favorite raccoon, Jimothy. After the short-spined raccoon became a social media sensation, Public Health Seattle and King County is reminding people to admire him from a distance. They say raccoons can carry bacteria and roundworms, and like any wild animal, they can bite if they feel threatened. They say the best way to keep him healthy and everyone safe is to avoid feeding or interacting with him.
Outside T-Mobile Park, the heat was already building before the Mariners' midday game against the Reds. Mary Sandoval stocked up, expecting fans to do the same.
It's still early. They just had breakfast not long ago, but then after the game, it's going to be hotter, so I guess we're going to have better sales.
Nearby, Adam Shakur Asadi searched for shade while sketching fans for his graphic design course.
Some hat fanning, some people seeking out the shade and such, yeah, like me.
He lives in Burien and says Central Air helps his family handle the heat.
With the heat, more water is needed for the grass and stuff so it doesn't die, you know, just in general, you know, keeping the house cool and things like that. This summer's been pretty bad.
Back outside the ballpark, Mary is counting on the heat to do what it usually does.
It was, you know, like what, almost 90 degrees. So yeah, we ran out of water. We saw them out.
Thank God you guys broke them out.
Right, see?
I do.
7 dogs, including 4 puppies, are safe after they were rescued from a hot van in Pierce County. Animal Control says the vehicle was parked in direct sunlight yesterday as temperatures reached 97 degrees. Bystanders removed 6 of the dogs before first responders got there. Animal Control safely rescued that final dog. All were taken to the Tacoma Humane Society for health evaluations. The owner's not yet been identified.
A bird's eye view of the city could soon be added to the Seattle Fire Department's toolbox.
Information and time will let us deploy our resources more strategically so we can have an impact. But deploying a resource like this...
The department wants City Council to approve the use of 3 drones, which would be stored on top of different fire stations and deployed directly to emergencies. Among other things, they say it would help fight fires and locate people in distress during life or death situations.
Yeah, the impact is time. And what we know is when we can get on scene with better information, we can make real-time information that'll have an impact on a life.
Each drone comes with a $60,000 price tag.
It's important that I say it again.
But Chief Harold Scoggins spent most of this night addressing privacy and reassuring the community.
The Seattle Fire Department has spent 130 plus years developing trust from the community. We don't want to do anything to compromise that trust, and we've done a great job with that over the years. It gets to the appropriate flying height.
The department says the drones would not record any video or release it to the public. It could only be watched live by authorized fire officials. At the end of the day, it's up to City Council.
But for us to have this tool on our fingertips for so many of our type codes, we'll be able to make a difference every day.
I'm Bethany on the King News Desk, and this might be the sweetest Mariners moment you'll see all season. During select home games, the Mariners pick single fans from around T-Mobile Park for a live speed dating game on the big screen. If it's a match, they win free tickets for a date. And this pair got the perfect ending.
As warmer temperatures bring crowds to the waterfront, King County Sheriff's Dive Unit is ready to respond to water rescues across the county. The Marine Rescue Dive Unit team says they have responded to 4 drowning incidents just this year in King County, including an 8-year-old child.
The most traumatic part, I think, is holding on to a small child, knowing that it's done, it's over. You know you've done the right thing, but that was probably made it the worst job I've ever done.
As we continue through summer, he's asking you to wear a life jacket and know your swimming ability to prevent tragedies like that.
Are you in the market for a new car for your teen? You probably want something affordable, but you don't want to compromise on safety. Consumer Reports teamed up with the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety to identify vehicles that strike that balance. The organizations found 74 used models under $20,000 that offer strong crash protection. Top models include the Honda Civic, Toyota Camry, and Hyundai Tucson. Consumer Reports says parents should buy as much safety as they can afford.
All right, question for you. Did you know that Crystal Mountain is a perfect place to go hiking?
Our job here as interpretive guides is basically to help people, kind of guiding people around different activities you can do. Got the hiking trails, obviously. Our trails are free to use. For anyone who wants to come by, they can hike up the hill, take any of the trails that are around us.
We are actually right on the border with the Pacific Crest Trail, so we see all types of hikers here. Crystal's got a great variety, a lot of things to explore here, from family-friendly quarter-mile trails that are very accommodating to people with less hiking background, all the way up to, fun half-day or full-day adventures for those seasoned hikers looking for a little bit more excitement.
We're coming up to Hidden Lake here on the Forest Queen side of the mountain.
Why is it called Hidden Lake?
Well, it's a hidden gem. We have a lot of trees surrounding it. It can be hard to find if you're not looking for it.
We take groups on a walk and we have some poles along the way with information about different aspects. So this is one of our interpretive poles talking about Mount Rainier and the natural area around it.
Other pools have information about the wildlife and even the history of their resort. Also, the trails at Crystal Mountain are dog friendly. Just so you know. I told you that.
Hey guys, it's Jake. I have an announcement to make. I'm so grateful that things worked out, and this year I get to ride Obliteride again. It's the annual ride to beat cancer, cure cancer faster, and support the Fred Hutch in Seattle. I'm trying to get back in shape because the race is now August 8th. I'm kind of cutting it short, but I'm here at beautiful Lake Chelan getting a few training runs in, and it's just awesome. This year I'm gonna do the 50-mile race again. I'm gonna try to beat my time from the last ride, and more importantly, gonna try to break my fundraising goal. This is where you come in. Think about what you can do. Every penny counts, and check my link in bio and my description where you'll find my page. Click on it and make a difference. My fundraising page is now live. The goal is set at $1,250. We can blow that out of the water. I'll increase my goal as we go. Every penny goes to the Fred Hutchinson Cancer Research Center in Seattle to beat cancer. We're starting to see some incredible gains. I don't know about you, but I've seen so many advancements in cancer research that you're like, okay, this is really paying off. Let's keep it going. Sorry for the short notice. Do what you can. I'm gonna be emailing a few of you. Let's cure cancer faster together. I'm riding for my grandmother, Granny, again this year. She was near and dear to me. I miss her all the time. Find someone in your life that you wanna ride for or you wanna support. Let's do this together. August 8th is the ride. Let's support each other. Let's roll. Thanks, everybody.
This is one of my favorite places, you know.
Christian Zayas has more than 30 years of professional photography experience.
We have a lot of quinceañeras coming up.
But it wasn't his camera that captured what happened Sunday outside of his quinceañera boutique in Tacoma.
Hi, you are currently being recorded.
Sunday morning, his security cameras recorded ICE agents arresting 2 men. Zayas says he went out to find this truck left behind.
I run, I say, close the door, and then this is the first time I see that close. You know, it's a little scary, you know. Llegó la migración aquí.
New numbers from immigration court documents show immigration judges are ordering far more deportations. In June, judges issued 79,000 removal orders compared to around 60,000 in May and April nationwide. At the same time, arrests continue in Western Washington.
Our Latinos community, our family is the more important. You know, we want to be all together, and you separate one member of the family, you destroy the whole family.
Zaya says people have told him not to draw attention to himself and his store.
We need to speak up, you know. People have to know we're afraid, but we need to work, you know. We cannot stay at home because the bills, they don't stop coming. So we have to work, and we have to do whatever it takes to support our families here and support our families in Mexico. Se escapó. Lo agarraron otra vez. Se estaba escapando la persona que estaba en el carro.
Remains found in Mason County have now been identified as a Shelton man who went missing nearly 3 years ago. 34-year-old Brandon Adams was last heard from in October of 2023. His Jeep was located deep in the Olympic National Forest a few weeks later with no one inside. In May of this year, investigators found remains in a wooded area near Matlock during a planned search. They also found items belonging to Adams. The remains were positively identified this week. The coroner's office says there are no suspicious circumstances surrounding his death.
2 sisters are charged with murder. Their trial is just wrapping up here in Pierce County. This happened back in November of 2024, and that's when prosecutors say Pamela Gabrilski Jones and her sister, Marion Jones Pardur, conspired with another person to try and rob someone. They thought this was someone who might have cash and drugs on him. His name was Will Akers, someone who was known to them. And according to prosecutors, they were planning on robbing him. But the guy they got allegedly involved in this robbery ended up killing that drug dealer, Will Akers. So all 3 of those people have been charged with murder. The 2 sisters are being charged together. They're standing trial together. Their third alleged conspirator, he is facing a murder trial of his own, but he testified against the women. Jurors picked up this trial just late this afternoon. They're going to be back here in Tacoma to continue deliberations tomorrow.
Overcrowded and understaffed. A new legislative audit says that's what it found when it looked into Washington's juvenile rehabilitation facilities. Now, specifically, they're looking at some of the largest facilities. That would be Echo Glen and Green Hill. Those two house about 74% of the population of young people who've been convicted for committing crimes. Now, what they are saying is that at both of those facilities, they're either near or above safe operating capacity. They're also talking about turnover. They're saying that they're seeing security staff, for instance, at Green Hill, 55% exit before they even hit the 1 year mark. So to address those issues, investigators are encouraging DCYF to adopt a list of recommendations. The secretary told lawmakers that they're looking at those recommendations and plan to issue a formal response in August.
Last August, an 18-year-old from University Place came here to Allen Moore Hospital because he had a sore elbow. He ended up getting shot and killed while waiting to see a doctor at the ER. Matrice Ryan was arrested and charged with Williams' murder. He was back in a Pierce County courtroom today to get a new charge. He's now accused of possessing a machine gun. An investigator looked at surveillance video from the hospital and determined that there was a switch that was used that allegedly turned a semi-automatic handgun into an automatic handgun, which is against the law. We spoke with the family today of Jaden Williams. His father calls this senseless, tragic. They say this is an 18-year-old who was just starting to work for the Port of Seattle, had friends, had family, and now is gone. They are eager to see this young man who is accused of this crime held accountable.
Here's where I'm going to start. This guy right here, Paul Sylvie. No one has covered sports in Seattle longer than this man here. King 5, Cairo, Q13, Como, Fox Sports, Root, wherever you want to go. No one has covered sports in this city longer than this man here. So where do I want to start, Paul? I want you to be my therapist, Paul, because I'm having a hard time. I need a doctor right now. The Mariners got my heart pumping, baby. The Sounders can't win. The Storm can't win. What is going on right now, Paul? You need to help me out. Help me, my friend, because this baseball season, I'm telling you what, I love this team so much, Paul, but I don't know how much I can take. It's an up and down ride. You've been through it for 30 years in this market. How do we get through this?
Listen, man, first of all, you look good there. You're comfortable, and I'm happy. Just relax.
Thank you.
Take a deep breath. But I will tell you this.
It's about breathing, right?
It is about breathing, and we can go through those exercises later. But let's just take a look at what's on tap for today's show.
A Kirkland police investigation has led to the arrest of a suspect accused of stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars in merchandise from stores across the Puget Sound region. Detectives say the suspect is believed to be responsible for stealing about $500,000 in fragrance products and other goods. After a months-long investigation with law enforcement and retail partners, detectives served a search warrant at a Kent home on July 16th. Police say the suspect tried to escape by jumping from a second-story window, but officers took him into custody without injuries. The suspect is facing a first-degree organized retail theft charge and remains jailed on a $255,000 bail.
A 20-year-old Spokane man faces criminal impersonation charges for allegedly impersonating police and pulling drivers over in central Washington. The Kittitas County Sheriff says the suspect's black Ford Explorer was seen on July 3rd pulling over vehicles on I-90 in Grant County. Deputies tracked down the vehicle and discovered it was equipped with emergency lights and a police-style push bar on the front. Police arrested the suspect in Ellensburg. Now investigators want to talk to anyone who may have seen him on the road.
It's very special, man. Always, Seattle been nice to me. It's got part of my heart here, I mean, the way they treat me, the way they treat my family, it was really special for me. I think I had a lot of good moments here in Seattle, especially last year. Was my last year here, and that last game here was a lot of special for me. Hit that grand slam and with that game, and be able to to do that kind of stuff for the team, that give me the opportunity to be back and do my best. Obviously, it's very special, you know. And now that I came here, and I see already, you know, Bum, the Edgar, Kevin, all those guys that helped me a lot. It's very special to be back to see already the fans on the street around the hotel room and the hotel, and recognize my face and say hello to me and welcome back home. It is very special, you know. Seattle always gonna have part in my heart, a good part of my heart, and I feel good to be back.
And what does it mean to you to be back here with your family in front of the Mariners fans, taking this all in together?
It would be nice. I can't wait to see the fans tonight, and I bet they're gonna welcome me really nice. That, like, as always, they've always been nice, and it means a lot to be back here. But at the same time, I'm now on this side, and I want to do my best for the team that I play now for, you know. And I just want to enjoy the moment, enjoy the time here in Seattle, and play hard for my team and try to win that series here.
A 33-year-old man is dead after a shooting involving deputies in SeaTac. It happened after King County deputies responded to a crash at South 192nd Street and 16th Avenue just after 10 on Sunday. Investigators say there was some sort of argument that ended in gunfire. The man died at the scene. Authorities have not said what led up to it or who pulled the trigger.
It's overwhelming, it really is. I would like to say, though, that some of the local people have reached out and helped us tremendously. And sometimes it takes something horrible for you to realize just how lucky you are. You got to look at the bright side, got to find it and let it shine, because otherwise it's just so overwhelming.